All right, we'll go ahead and get started. A reminder, no recordings during the press conference. Please make sure to silence cell phones and electronic devices and to give your name and affiliation when you get the mic to ask a question. We're joined by Oklahoma State head coach Kenny Gajewski and players Caroline Wong and Jillian Poulard. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Gajewski, go to questions for players. The players will leave, and then we'll go to questions just for Coach Gajewski. So go ahead if you'd like to do an opening statement.
All right, well, obviously, it's not where we wanted to be tonight. We wanted to be the first team inside this room. That didn't happen. Credit Stanford. What Jess has done there has been really good. It's been an incredible turnaround for her in her short time there. She's really good. She's won everywhere she's been. So credit them. They made things happen here tonight against one of the best pitchers in the country. I didn't think Lexi was particularly sharp, but they still took advantage of that, and that's what good teams do. That's why they'll advance. I'm just really proud of this group. I'm just really proud. Especially like kids like these two guys here that have come in here for 1 year and just totally just took to the Cowgirl way, took to Stillwater, to Oklahoma State. It's probably the most satisfaction that I could have personally, that they played their last game here, but I know that these guys will be a staple here for a long time. They'll be talked about for a long time. They earn that. And that's the best part of this. I'm excited for their futures, all the seniors, and we've got a senior manager that won't be back, and I'm just excited for all of them because I think they're more ready than when they got here to take the next step in life, and in the very end, that's what we're here to do. So,
all right, we'll open it up for questions for the players. Go third row on the right.
Ryan Breeden, Stillwater News Press. For both Jill and Carol, as you reflect on this year, your 1 year in Stillwater, you make it to the World Series. For both of you individually, what does that reflection look like? What stands out to both of you most?
I never thought I'd be in the place to say I wasn't ready to be done. But I think when you play for this type of program, you can never be ready.
Jillian, do you have anything?
I agree. When I left the place I was at, I thought I was ready to hang up my cleats. I was perfectly fine with never playing a game of softball again, and I prayed on it, and I just knew that. After all the hard work that I put into this game, I deserved to in my career, in my own way, in the way that I would be proud of. And ever since I've been here, the end has just been so dreaded, but at some point it was going to come. Unfortunately, that was tonight. But I couldn't be more blessed to be a part of this team, Team 9. I couldn't be more blessed. It's been such a blessing. Everything about it, every single one of these girls, Coach G, will forever have an impact on my life, and I'll never forget it.
More questions for the players? Go to front row right.
Tyler Waldrop, Tulsa World. Just for both of you, what's it like to hear your coach say that, y'all were only here for 1 year, but, what you did is going to outlive you, that this is something he'll remember, that this is something your teammates will remember, that, y'all didn't – it's going to maybe feel like you were here for a lot longer?
It's great to hear that, that's what everybody wants, but Coach G is very clear and open about it, and that's something that we've talked about for a long time, there's nothing that could be said here tonight that he hasn't already told us and lived out for us.
One thing Coach G told me yesterday is it's already written, and there's nothing more that you can do. There's nothing less that you can do. It's already written. You're already prepared, and Although I didn't have a hit in this tournament, I didn't get on base this tournament. That was something that really stuck with me, and I'll never forget that. I plan to go on and coach, and that's something that I'm definitely going to use. But I mean, obviously, when you go out, kind of like tonight, all that's on your immediate conscious is like, what could we have done better? And I mean, the list kind of goes on there, but just to know, and just that it still reiterated the value that we provided to this team, to this program, and coming from, the man himself saying that it'll never be forgotten. It's huge, and it kind of lifts you up for a bit.
Right, we'll go to second row on the right, Scott.
Scott Wright with the Oklahoman. Caroline and Jill, if you'd like to chip in on this one, I appreciate that as well. But Caroline, because you worked so closely with Lexi Kofel all season, I realize this is a big, broad question and probably tough to answer, but what has she meant to this team this year?
I mean, Lexi is a leader, honestly, like I haven't seen before, And I'm not sure that anyone watching the games from the outside could see it either, the person that she is to this team. Honestly, just a rock. She's steady, and even on her worst days, she's that, and everyone looks to her. And that's something I've admired about her from the start, There's really talented people, but, like, Lexi obviously is that, but she has obviously the best interest of the team in mind. If it's not her pitching, then it's not. And she's the best teammate when she's not pitching, the same as she is when she's on the field.
I agree with what Caroline said about Lexi being a rock. I also have never seen someone who can lead with such poise and, in a sense, just so effortlessly, like always being a player who is super passionate about everything and who's kind of loud and, animated a bit. That's always been my method of leadership, in a sense, just kind of trying to spark something for my teammates. But her calmness, and it's kind of, you can see it as being stoic, or even sometimes like, does she even care? But she cares the absolute most, and there's no doubt about that. And you can ask any girl on this team, like, Lexi's heart is always there. It's always in it. Although she doesn't show a whole lot of emotion, she is the rock of this team. And, well, was, but that's something that I always admire about her. She's always steady, and that if she does speak up, like, it's time to get it together. And that's something that will always hold a lot of weight. And I agree. I just love the presence that she has and the way that she can use that in her leadership. It's awesome.
All right, this will be our last player question, front row right.
Parker Gerald, the Collie. Julian, I heard you a second ago say you're going to go into coaching. I was just curious if playing under Kenny and kind of the impact he had on you, if that kind of inspired you to want to go into coaching, or if that was something you already planned on doing before you came to Oklahoma State.
A bit of both. I've always just had a lot of love for the game and a lot of passion, and playing under someone who kind of took that away from me just lit my fire even more to want to just put the love back into, kids, put the love back into the game for them. And coming here, Coach G has really showed me how to do that. I kind of had my own ideas of how I kind of wanted to do that and methods and things like that, but I never actually saw it done, especially not in the last 4 years. But the way that Coach G loves us, not only when we do well and not only when we're on the field, but he loves each and every one of us as people. And I think that shows, and that's the cowgirl way. It's not just when someone's doing good that you're excited for them and that you're loving them. He loves us so much, and that's something that I've always admired about him. So kind of both, a bit of both.
All right, that'll do it for players. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Careful, Joe.
All right, questions for Coach Gajewski now? Okay, we'll go third row on the right.
Yeah, Kenny, the emotion from Carol and Jill and hearing the things they had to say about what they took away from this year, what does that mean to you to see that emotion from them and to hear the things they had to say?
Yeah, I mean, it's why you coach. I mean, it's why you hope to have an impact on these guys. We say a lot of things, but we try to we work really hard to follow through and be intentful with the things that we do and we talk about, and I mean, it's nice. I wish we weren't having this talk right now, to be honest. That's the hardest part, is that You know, I wasn't ready to have it at this point. So feels good, but doesn't make the loss feel any better at this point.
And then for Lexi, after the game was over, you went over there and you kind of had a moment with her. What was that like from your perspective?
Yeah, if any of you have ever been an ace, then you can have perspective of her. If you haven't, you have zero idea what that's like. The things that she shoulders here, the things that her parents shoulder here. When the ball's in your kid's hand every pitch, it's tough. And I probably have never seen her be as emotional as I saw her tonight. I could see it early on when she gave up the home run. I saw a look on her face and I was like, I don't like it. I was worried, you know. I mean, I just was worried for her. And I think it's just you feel things slipping away, even though it was early in the game. We just, after last night, I knew it was going to be a tough one to come back from. So I just could give her a hug, and I kind of got on her a bit because she kind of she disappeared for a bit, and I just said, hey, you need, your teammates need you out here. You know what I mean? They need you. I mean, you've earned that. You've earned everything that you get. And I need you out here. Your teammates need you out here. So I just wanted to reinforce to her how important that she is to us. That when I talk to a lot of kids and they always tell me that I want to be the ace until it gets hard. And she never ran from hard. She just embraced hard. So I just wanted to remind her that we appreciate that, and it's not over yet. So you got to keep embracing the hard.
All right, we had a second round on the left, Myron.
Myron Patton, OKC Sports Radio. A couple things, kind of hit on that. Lexi, did you kind of feel like snake bit though in the third inning? Had a couple seeing eye singles, and then actually three, I guess, one by third base, where they just kind of in the right spot for them, wrong spot for you, that led to a couple runs there for you that put it in a bad situation.
I do. It's just a little bit of bad luck, a little bit of Stanford just doing what they needed to do. It's the way our game works. This field is like really hard, you know. So you see a lot of balls that chop in the air high, and they had a hit that kind of bounced over us. They had a couple that found their way through. A ball off Talon's glove. There's so many deflections, but it's the way it's played. I mean, that's why you played this game, and I don't want to take anything away from Stanford. They earned this thing, and they earned the win. And but there was a lot of little things that just didn't go our way. It's tough. I just feel like it's happened to us multiple times here, and we just got to find a way. It's my job to help find a way. I felt a little bit helpless here tonight, to be very honest. No matter what I tried or did, it just didn't work. So it's just part of it. It's the way it's the way this game works.
Also, offensively, two good pitchers, two back-to-back nights, or was it something just you guys can get any hits this week?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. I thought that Rothrock last night, we talked about that, was really good. It was deceptively good. Tonight, I thought we had a pretty good offensive performance here tonight. We didn't score any runs. We had 3 hits. The hardest balls we hit were caught. We hit multiple balls hard. Talon Edwards has no hits and had 3 balls that were hit well. Jillian had the last one that scorched. We had multiple opportunities. We just couldn't make little things happen. So, that's on me. I just didn't have answers, and I didn't have enough to help Vanessa. So, I'll be very honest. This is why I made a change in December with our hitting spot. I felt like we needed to make a change. We needed to there's something that was just not quite there. It wasn't an easy move. We made that move, and I have the right person in the spot. I just put her in a terrible place. I didn't give her any opportunity in the fall to install the system, instill the toughness that it takes to win here. She has that. I just put her in a tough spot. And that's what I told her tonight. I said, hey, I put you in a really bad spot and you killed it. We just ran out of gas. And we got a lot of these young kids that are going to be right back in here. We have a nucleus of kids. We got a couple of freshmen that are coming in, and we're already busy in the portal to help us out. And she'll get a full year now under her belt, or a half year, a great season. We get to OKC, and now she can build off this and really go back to square one, and she'll get us through this. That's why I got her here.
This will be our last one because of time. We'll go front row right.
Tyler Waldrop, Tulsa World. To hear Caroline and Jill talk about when they got here, in one's case, kind of already being ready to be done playing, and in another case, kind of just happy that she had one more year but not wanting more, and to hear them talk about how they started to dread that this day would come, and you know, I've talked to some of your other players that expressed similar emotions when they arrived here, whether it was this year or last year. They kind of had fallen out of love with the sport, but they found that love again. What's that like to watch players show up with that kind of attitude towards softball, and then to watch them, you know, just rediscover what it's like to maybe be a kid and fall back in love with it and dread this day?
I mean, it's really cool. I think what's happening is we're starting to show that Oklahoma State is a destination place. It's a destination job. It's a destination for years. It's been a hard road for us to attract young 5-star type, however you want to rate this stuff, because we don't have the glitz and the glamour that some things have. But what you're seeing is mature kids who I would think they would probably say, I wish I'd have started here. And I think we're starting to turn that tide. We're starting to change the story about what we have that's so special. It's still about people. It's not about anything else. It's about people. And what our administration has let me do is create and build a staff of great people that these kids can start to trust again and start to just get back to that 8-year-old self that loves this game. And we talk about it a lot. We just talk about, hey, this is not who you are. It's just what you do. You're just good enough to play here. But we wanted you because we felt like you could help us and we could help you. And that won't change. And it feels good because I think we're on the right road. And like I told them, this is supposed to hurt. It's supposed to hurt. Anything good in life probably had some hurt. And they're going to be able to look back on this in about a day, because life just keeps going. It doesn't just stop. It just keeps going as long as you wake up. It keeps going, and I feel like we have a place that they can grow and create these moments and these memories that are going to last a lifetime, and it's a forever thing that I think they're falling in love with that. And the more kids we have like this, that are able to tell this story, because we're able to get here and we have this opportunity to sit in front of all of you and you guys write these great things about them. I think it's what makes us all proud. And I'm just glad that I get to be a part of it, a small part of it. And I'm glad that I have a staff that has my back every single day. So it gives me the opportunity to be the best me, the most authentic me. It's not always perfect, but it's real. And I think that's what these kids love with all of us is we're going to give them our best, and we're not going to shy away from the truth. We're going to tell them the truth, even when it hurts. And so feels good.
All right. That'll wrap things up. Thank you.